Fox Business Alert, a seismic shift in the AI arms race. AMD and OpenAI have reached a deal to deploy 6 gigawatts of power for OpenAI's next generation AI infrastructure, all of it generated by hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of AMD's graphics processing units. So just to put this into perspective, folks, 6 gigawatts can power roughly 4.5 million homes in the U.S. But this isn't just a, we'll give you money and you give us chips deal. It involves AMD granting OpenAI an enormous number of stock warrants, the first tranche of which only goes to OpenAI after the initial 1 gigawatt is deployed. The deal has got investors vibrating with excitement. Just look at AMD's stock. It is exploding to an all-time high at today's open. It has gained 25% right now to $205.97. That gain has added $74 billion to AMD's market cap in a single session. AMD's valuation now sitting at more than $330 billion. Let's get more on this very initial and interesting deal and unpack it. It's massive and somewhat unusual. AMD Chair and CEO Lisa Su and OpenAI co-founder and president Greg Brockman. Greg, I know that, is Greg there? We do not have Greg. Okay, so he's standing by. We'll get him in just a minute. Lisa, let me begin with you. This is a 5-year deal. Give us a sense of when it kind of started to really take shape. I know you guys have been in talks and you've had relationships in the past, but when did it start to really take shape?
So first of all, Liz, it's great to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. Today is a big day for AMD. We are very proud of this agreement that we have now signed with OpenAI. And really, I think you said it at the top, right? We're in a place where AI compute is kind of the foundation. Everyone is looking to put more compute on board. And so partnering with OpenAI makes it's like the exact right opportunity right now. And to your question of how did it come about, look, we've been working with OpenAI over the last few years, and we've had a very good relationship. They've given us a lot of feedback. Sam Altman was actually at our Advancing AI event in June. But what we said is the world needs more AI compute as soon as possible, and we want to go big. And so we've been working for many months now on really a large-scale deal. And what this is 6 gigawatts, so it's massive compute. For each gigawatt, it's significant double-digit billions of revenue for AMD, and it's also an opportunity to accelerate AI compute for OpenAI. So it's a win-win all around.
Well, you could argue, you could say, well, OpenAI, finally, you guys are choosing our chips in such a huge number. That, to me, is very interesting because it says what? What does it validate about your technology when it comes to the entire market?
Well, it's fair to say, Liz, to build the type of technology that we're talking about, to talk about gigawatts of compute, it's really hard. You need all parts of the ecosystem to work together. We do the silicon, we do rack scale solutions. OpenAI has the models, they have the services that go about. We have our cloud service providers, and so what this really says is the tech has to be there. That's foundational for this. We very, very much appreciate all the work. And I know, Greg has been a huge supporter of, really ensuring that we get the technology right and get the roadmaps right. So, we have, great capability today with our MI350 chips. But next generation, we have something called the MI450, which is a significant step up. And we're really excited to call OpenAI a lead partner, in this. And it is all about ensuring that things work at massive scale and that we can get that acceleration and roadmap out as soon as possible.
All right, I have some big AMD stock fans, and one of them wanted me to ask you this specifically. Are there potential secondary deals of similar significant size that are now up for grabs that you feel this is going to help you land because OpenAI has given you such a thumbs up?
Well, I will definitely say, Liz, look, we love this partnership. I mean, this is a long-term partnership, multi-year, multi-generation. We are absolutely going to put our best capabilities on it. But we have a lot of other partners in the marketplace. That's the beauty of the overall AI ecosystem. We all are in this together to build AI compute as fast as possible. So I'm very excited. I must say that, from our partner standpoint, we have a very rich set of partners, Microsoft, Oracle, Meta, many others. And it is a significant day in terms of just ensuring that the AI, compute capability is really built out. And yes, I do feel that with this opportunity with OpenAI, it also opens up many other opportunities in terms of existing customers and new customers who will be very excited about using our next generation chips.
Lisa, can you deliver? I mean, you already had so many customers, and now this is hundreds of thousands of chips just for 1 gigawatt. Can you hit the deadlines here and manufacture this much?
Well, Liz, absolutely. I mean, as we go through the full build out to 6 gigawatts, you can imagine it'll be millions of chips. And we have a world-class supply chain. We've been working through every aspect of this. This is what we do for a living, is really build the entire foundation of compute. So, our GPU roadmap, very strong. We're also very excited about our CPUs and all that goes into a data center. So we are very much able to satisfy all that our deal with OpenAI covers, as well as our broad set of other customers.
Okay, so let me just ask about this particular deal, because what it does is it grants an enormous number, 160 million stock warrants to OpenAI. This is, quote, performance-based, but it's not your performance. They've got to perform, meaning the first tranche doesn't kick in until that first gigawatt of compute power is purchased. So they need to deploy that, but these are at 1 penny a piece. I find this really interesting. So what are you getting? Is this just a way of discounting the price of the chip, or is there some broader strategic relationship contemplated that has something separate to do from the chip purchases? I mean, they could end up having a 10% stake in advanced micro devices, and what does that actually mean?
Yeah. So, Liz, I think this is a great question. And let me just take a step back and just give you a flavor of where we are in the AI, compute landscape right now. I mean, this is about sort of massive accelerating build outs. And, you need a lot of capabilities. The entire ecosystem has to come together. So this is about how do we get more AI compute online faster. And when we thought about this deal, what we thought about is, how can we ensure that both companies, AMD and OpenAI, are committed to working together over multiple years? And that's what this deal is all about. So think about it as a win-win-win, right? From an AMD standpoint, it is accretive from day one. The first revenue we ship is good for AMD shareholders. We get significant double-digit billions revenue for every gigawatt that OpenAI deploys.
Yep.
On top of that, we work really closely together on the software and the hardware and the networking ecosystem, which is very helpful for all of our ecosystem. And then as we ramp deployments, OpenAI gets the benefit of some of the value creation. So it's like win-win-win.
Well, guess who's here? Greg Brockman. Greg, good to have you here. He is the president and co-founder of OpenAI. Greg, this is a 5-year deal. Yay, I know. This is a 5-year deal. What do you envision AI can do 5 years from now, and what message does OpenAI's massive purchase of AMD processors really send to the world about what you believe this technology can help you accomplish?
Well, first of all, it's very good to be here. And we always, within OpenAI, make the joke that AGI will come before video conferencing. I think that
Yeah.
it's a joke, but it actually has truth to it, right? That I think that there are problems that are outside of humanity's ability to conquer on our own. And that what we want from AI is not just productivity increases for everyone, but we really want to be able to help solve problems that, develop new technologies, solve diseases, be able to educate everyone in ways that would not be possible without amazing new tools. And so what we really see coming is we see a world where the whole economy is really powered by AI, that the growth of the economy is fundamentally linked to the ability to use AI, and that the limit on that is going to be computational power. And that's why we need to partner with the ecosystem. We need to partner with AMD and other companies to just increase the amount of compute in the supply chain so that the world will have enough AI to meet all of the demand that we see coming.
But let me push you a little bit on the AMD chips specifically. This is not a case, I would imagine, of OpenAI being a blind dog in a meat house, just eating everything that's around. What is it about AMD chips that you see and you saw that were important enough to make this deal, which is a little bit different, what with the stock warrants?
Yes, we are. I've been looking at the whole compute ecosystem for many, many years. Really, since 2017, we started to really think we're going to need so much compute and have been very deep with a number of different partners, potential partners. And we've been very impressed with the progress that Lisa and her team have made, specifically with the MI450 series, that we think that there's a real power to that accelerator, that the software has come a long way. We're able to start using AMD chips for inference, for actually serving these AI models, and that as we've been partnering, that we've been able to get really good, sort of our design requirements reflected in the silicon. Mm-hmm. And so what we really see is that there's a number of niches for different accelerators out there that we use a lot of NVIDIA that we've announced in NVIDIA deal. We're going to use even more than what we've announced there in the past. But AMD is something where we're seeing that it actually really has a competitive place in the marketplace as well, and that we're partnering very closely with the team.
Yeah, I know you guys have had that relationship for quite some time. Listen, Lisa's still with us. She's standing right here. So I want you to think about this question very, very focused in a very serious way. And that is, you at the end of this deal could very well, OpenAI could very well own 10% or have a 10% stake in AMD. Would you then use that to weigh in on how the company is managed, or what power does that give you?
Well, I think of it from a technology first perspective, right? Because we're really here to build technology to bring this AI to the world in a positive way. And I think that we're already actually sort of key stakeholders to what AMD is creating, right? That we've been partnering on the software perspective. I think Lisa's doing an incredible job. I think that this company would not be what it is without her. This deal would not have been possible without her leadership. But I think that what we're just excited about is really continuing this compute partnership and bringing compute to where it needs to go.
Lisa, I have to ask, because again, you say this is what you do. You guys can manufacture enough of these chips to reach all of your partners and all of the deals that you have outside of OpenAI. Semaphore had a report saying that Intel was in early talks with AMD, where AMD would use Intel's foundry business, manufacturing arm here in the United States, to help churn out some of your chips. Can you give me any indication that that is a possibility in any way, shape, or form?
Well, Liz, and if I can just make a comment on the question you asked, Greg. Look, I think what is so special about this deal is we both want success for each other. And that is a wonderful thing. Like, I want OpenAI to be wildly successful and have their services deployed as far as possible, because that generates demand for chips. And OpenAI wants our technology to be as great as it can be, because they get more compute and they also get to share in some of our joint upside. So I think it's a great deal to show what two companies can do in aligning incentives overall. And then, Liz, to your question about manufacturing and capability, first I want to say, look, this administration has been incredibly focused on how do we get more AI capability in the United States, more AI compute capability, more power, more manufacturing. And we are entirely supportive of that. I mean, this is exactly the right thing for us to do. We look at all ways of getting more manufacturing capacity. As I said earlier, I think we have plenty. So we're going to supply everything that Greg wants, and we have plenty for all of our other large customers as well. But we're constantly looking at how we expand manufacturing capability. We're right now building a significant amount in Arizona, and we're going to continue to ramp that with TSMC. And we'll always consider options. But the key here is ensuring that we have a very flexible supply chain that can deliver all of the AI compute that the industry needs.
Well, it's a
I would say there's only...
Go ahead.
There's only one thing I disagree with what Lisa said, which is that I think that supplying all of the compute that OpenAI needs is too tall of an order. That we just need more. I think it is, and it's not even just about OpenAI. It's really about where we see the world going. Is I think that we're almost heading this compute scarcity. Like, as these models get better, as they increase the productivity of everyone, solve hard problems, that we're just going to find that you get more from more AI. And so a lot of what we think about is how do we increase the supply chain? And I think that Lisa's doing an incredible job to do that. But I think that the demand is going to far outstrip anyone's ability to keep up with it.
We continue to watch
Actually,
it. Go ahead,
that's
Lisa.
actually a good problem to have, Greg. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, more demand, less supply. Listen, if you have to choose, that's the side you want to be on. Lisa, Greg, wonderful to have you. Really interesting developments, and we'll watch the deal as it progresses. Thank you both.